happy Monday, and welcome back to another episode of the Baseball Card Junkies in Extra Innings. It's only looks like it's only going to be me and Mike again. Somebody's got to put out an APB on Arnie.
On Monday nights. We don't know where
Yep.
he goes, what he does.
So I think adulting has taken over his life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is. And me and Enfuego are like two old ladies talking at the diner. And I'm like, dude, it's 8:01. He's like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
All right, so quick roll call. We got Johnny in here saying that he was first, and I know he's been on the damn live stream since probably 3:00 this afternoon.
Probably.
Then we got Jason. We got White Sox Tom in here. We got Adrian in here. Larkin showed up for the festivities. We got Mark Allen from Gradeworthy. And then we got Big John Collector's Cards. All right, how we doing, everybody, ladies and gentlemen?
How we doing?
If y'all don't mind, hit that like button for us, and we'd appreciate it. So we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into what was spoke of. Not everything in its entirety, but some of the stuff that I found is worth actually diving a little bit deeper into and getting a different perspective. So, like, the first thing is we were having a brief discussion about the flavor of the month with the new release, 25 Bowman. And to be honest, and I said it yesterday, it's kind of meh. You know, I mean, we was going over the checklist based off of Striker's friend who puts the site together,
Cubby,
prospect hot list, and you notice Charlie Condon. Everybody's talking about him. He's supposed to be the number one chase, but yet this young man has not played a day in his life. So how are you going to be a chaser if all you did was put on the uniform?
Yeah.
You know, if anything, I would say these top three would actually be the ones worth diving into a couple of different formats of the product.
And the fact that he's 22 years old and hasn't played yet, what's up with that?
Yeah. You know,
I could see if you're 17 or 18 years old or something like that, 19 even.
Mm-hmm.
But no stats at 22. It's
and he's ranked 2 for the team.
Unless he, went through all of his high school and all of his college before and graduated before he got signed. Yeah, wanted to finish out his career there. But yeah, it seems.
I mean, I'm not to completely rub its name in the dirt. There are some fun aspects of ripping into some Bowman, you know, and me and Adrian actually touched on it yesterday, where we get to see kids that are playing now that we grew up watching their fathers play.
Correct.
You know, you got
in some cases, for me, they're grandfathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who is it?
Fielder.
Fielder, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, then you got David Ortiz with his 13 kids in there. You know, so I mean, other than that, and the inserts, they're pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, you know.
No, they're cool. I mean, it's like I said with this product, it's going to take a good 2 to 3 years to see who's going to come out of this one, because there's been years before where there's been hype of certain players, Blaze Jordan and Austin Martin in that 1 year, and what have they done? You know, they were the big hype. I'm sure that there's players that came out of there that are doing much better than them, but I haven't dove into it completely.
Like, it's at least a lot of those guys that you just mentioned actually made it up to the big leagues.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Let's go back a couple of years, and the one that stuck out to me, Khalil Watson.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, everybody was beating down LCS doors just to grab product to pull him, and he's not even with the Marlins anymore. The Guardians picked him up.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and already, How are you out with a wrist injury if you haven't even played a game yet? You know, I mean, I got it. What you do on your time is all you, but I'm just saying. But these are all the hitters ranked by overall. Okay, so you got Jesus Made, Mick Honigal, and JJ Weatherholt. I can see these guys actually being sought after. Okay, but if you don't have any stats to back up the reasoning why you should be deemed the let alone be the one of the cover boys on the product.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that throws me off.
Yeah.
All right, so these are all the hitters and these are the pitchers. Okay, you got another kid, never played a game. He's 23. He's ranked 3 for the Rangers. I don't get it. Okay, and Adrian just brought up another one, Drew Jones.
Yeah.
You know, somehow we magically valued him easy at $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure the individuals who actually purchased that card, and I think it was David Adams, they're probably kicking themselves in the pants right now.
That's fine with me.
Oh, look at that. He got hurt diving for a catch in the first spring training game. Yep, that'll happen.
There you go.
But again, I have no negative comments about the product except the checklist is not as strong as its predecessors. Okay, 24, it was pretty good. 23, even better. 22, insane. You know, 21, it was a fantasy / wet dream type deal. But then you go to 20, you know, where you had Dominguez, you had Witt. Granted, you had that kid out of the A's organization. What is it? Poussin. He was the third guy to go
Robert
after.
Paulson, yeah.
And he fell off.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, hopefully a lot of people who have high hopes for this this list of names, it does pan out later on. Okay, but as of right now, it's as clear as mud to me. That's just my opinion on it.
No, it just goes down to collect what you want to, what you like to collect. If you like Bowman, collect Bowman. Go ahead. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the thing is, what we always get hit with though, Mike, is, you know, because you know there's going to be a handful of individuals that get their hands on this stuff before the general public does.
Correct. Yeah.
And they always tell you these are the guys you need to chase. Okay. Automatically, people would assume if you're on the cover, you must be one of those guys. Okay. I can see Wood. Okay. He's pretty good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But Charlie Condon, I don't know. So that's just my whole shebang on Bowman. Now everybody was talking in the chat a little while ago about Top Series 2.
I saw that. Larkin brought it up.
Okay.
He put the prices out.
They
prices
put the prices out. They're not bad at all.
No,
all right. Not bad. So for a hobby, you're looking at $90. If you got deep pockets, got $1,000, almost 11, 185 for a jumbo, 50 for a mega, and then you got 25 for a blaster. There's only one problem with this.
Who's in it?
Exactly.
Who's in it? Who are we chasing?
I mean,
is it going to be Juan Soto with his Mets jersey?
I can see Sasaki getting a rookie in this.
He should.
But that's it.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there any spot where you can go where people are projecting who is going to be in here?
Well, we went to the Blowout Forum and they started mentioning a whole bunch of random names that
could possibly be in.
Potentially,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's take a look at the potentials. What other people are saying. Who in the chat? In the chat, does anybody? Acuna, there you go. Nala Bear says Acuna.
Yep, Luis
Acuna. He could be in there, definitely.
Oh, and that's another thing too. So I went to the Topps website.
We looked at this earlier, Adrian.
They did put out a checklist. However, it's a checklist from last year.
Yeah, it's 2024. Because Enfuego's going through and listen to all the rookies. I said, wait, Pete Armstrong already has a rookie.
Yeah.
This guy has wait a minute. This is Series 2 from last year. And we go back to the main page, and it's like, yeah, previous releases, checklist for Series 2 from 2024. So 2025 is not out yet.
It makes no damn sense.
Yeah.
Okay. But so far, so you got this kid, JM Stang. He's thinking Kumar Rocker. Okay. Now here's some other names. You got Sasaki, you got Acuna, you got Rocker, Sagasi, Jackson Jobe. I don't recall. I'm not confident that he has a rookie in Series 1.
I thought oh no, he has the rookie in Heritage.
Okay, so he may be in flagship.
Yeah, it's in Heritage.
Then you got Jackson Jobe, Kevin Alcantara, this kid York, Dusty's kid, and then potentially these two since they just now got called up.
Yeah, but that's the release. The release date is June 11th. That is very early for Series 2. It usually was end of June, beginning of July.
Right.
So this is already printed. This has been printed probably a month or two ago.
Agreed. But I mean, the only thing that I did find interesting about Series 2 was the fact that they actually announced some new parallels that are gonna be coming out. And I'm trying to pull them up right now.
When you only have 50 cues to go through, you'll find it.
Yeah.
It's a 1 in 50 shot.
That's all. It's just 1 in 50.
That's all. So you're saying we have a chance.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dusty Baker's kid. I don't know if he's I don't know if he's playing yet.
Yeah, he was actually mentioned in this little thing right here. Dustin Harris. No. What am I? Don't mind me. I'm high as hell.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I don't think
I saw the Topps rip that it showed. Topps rip. Here we go.
Darren Baker has not played a game yet. But yeah, he could possibly have a rookie card in there. They might piggyback off of Heritage and throw some of those rookies in.
Yeah. Yeah, I am not finding it, but they did have some other inserts that are gonna be new. Like they're adding a new K Strike die cut, and I guess the feature for that one is obviously gonna be schemes. Then they're doing the aces because now the position players have those type of cards that the pitchers have. They're called Diamond Kings or something like that.
I don't think it's called Diamond Kings, but it's a card where it's like the king card from a deck of cards, and they have the player on there.
Okay.
There's not much going on that card, but those K cards that we did take a look at before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like something out of Big League. It's that kind of a graphic.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that they're doing a very good job with the inserts. It definitely looks like either opening day or.
This is what the base looks like.
Okay, there we go.
That is the chase.
That's the chaser right there. Soto and his Mets.
Okay, so we got that. Have that. Now they're going to the 90s.
Jackson Jobe. Okay, so Jackson Jobe will be in there, at least on the 90 throwback card.
Then they got, I guess, statistic inserts. Here's one of the new inserts, Summer
Okay.
Superstars.
It kind of looks like a big league card.
It really does. Then they're bringing back Heavy Lumber.
Never pulled a Heavy Lumber card.
This is cool.
I like that.
Home field advantage.
Cool.
Need to get rid of the little pose though. So
where was those aces cards or the king
that's
card?
what I'm trying to find, but
yeah.
Okay, so here's the new inserts that they got. They got
all
kings and insert. It's a cutting edge card technology. Okay, yep. Then they got the striking K zone die cut short print insert. Try saying that 3 times fast. Then they got the auto relics with the City Connect swatches, game used memorabilia, dual auto cards. They're going to be numbered to 50 or less. All new world champion autographs and limited flagship real one autos. And now, again, this goes back to the argument that we're just pulling ideas out of the sky to come up with a 101.
Yeah.
Exclusive 1-of-1 hand-drawn sketch cards featuring artistic renditions of legends and superstars. Don't we have that in Allen and Ginter?
We do. We used to have it in gallery too, but we don't have gallery anymore. What's up, Maddie?
So, I mean, it's getting redundant, to be honest.
Yeah. Tom brought up a good spot. When is Skeens going to be on the box cover? I think he should have been on Series 2.
I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up on Update.
Either Series 2 or Update. He's got to be on there. Otani's been on there enough. We know Shohei.
Yes, and we know Judge too. I don't know why they put him on. Makes no sense.
I think they're reserving Skeens for Panini product only.
Probably. All right, so that was Series 2. All right, if you was able to pre-order some on May 12th, which was today, congratulations. Take advantage of the price point while it's still there, because I'm sure once it's officially released, it's going to jump up minimum 25%.
Yeah, as soon as David Adams and Blowout and all of them get their hands on it.
Yep.
And it'll probably be a little bit higher. I wouldn't say 25%, but once it's gone from tops, then it's going to go up 25%. That's when they're going to shoot it up, because they'll be the only ones that'll have it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Now, this release, I'm actually looking forward to, especially that one in the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can't wait.
So here's a couple of things on my wish list. Despite the fact that they're going to be releasing it every other year, as long as they release the rookie class in sequential order of release, that would be great.
Yeah, if they put if the next one doesn't come out until 2027, put the 2026 rookie class in there. That would be amazing.
It would be. Now, we did have a little snafu. If they're going to be releasing it every other year, what's the chances they're going to beef it up to a 700 card checklist?
I think that they can put last year's rookie class and that current year rookie class in there, still keep it at 500. That's me thinking as a collector, as somebody that's going to open it up. But as far as Fanatics goes, they will probably bump it up to a 700 card checklist. I mean,
but you did make a good point for the 55 design. Release all the big names from that year.
That's what I said. I said we don't need all these players from back in the 20s, 30s, 40s. Just put players that were relevant. Yeah, I'll get it out in 1956 or 55, whichever the design is that year, and just the group of those players. And you put your Hank Aaron's, your Willie Mays, and players like that. We don't need Ty Cobb. We don't need Babe Ruth.
I was just about to say that. How would you feel about them bringing up veterans that we have never seen in this line? Like maybe Ty veterans, Cobb, a Cy Young.
Yeah, I mean,
replace those. Replace Cool Papa Bell, Babe Ruth.
I don't think Cole Papa was ever in platinum.
I'm just throwing him out there because he's in
because he's in every Panini product.
Yes. But it would be nice to see some new legends that you've never seen in this product line before.
Oh, Alan put up a good point. Short prints for veterans. Yeah. That would not be bad.
That would not be bad, but
no.
That all depends on how many veterans are actually going to be utilized.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it going to be, well, if they, yeah, how would they do it? I mean, if they did it, like a 500 card base set and then maybe 50 to 100 short prints of veterans or something like that. But the whole thing is, I do like the mix of the cards in there. I don't want all the veterans to be short prints, and I don't want 500 cards of current players.
Right.
I want a 500 card checklist of a mix. I think that's what really draws you to this product is that you are going to get the newer players and you are going to get the Hall of Famers and the players from the past.
So why not just get rid of the players that nobody has ever heard of? Even, for example,
we've had a bunch of those.
For your Phillies, if you had some dude, new shortstop, alcoholic, never heard of him play or whatever the case may be.
He would fit in Philly, that's for sure.
let's keep those guys out of it. Or that one kid, that Lavera, who had a 34 ERA.
He pitched 1 inning. Yeah, why does he need a card?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's some players that just don't need cards. Just keep your top players, keep your all-stars, keep your talented up-and-coming stars in there. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, so Jeff likes his 500 card checklist with a 50 to 100 card variant set. Yeah, but there's just so many players out there that could be in there, and I just don't want them to be too redundant with it every year with their veterans. I'd like to see a nice little mix. I mean, has Barry Bonds been in there the past 3?
I would love to see him in this one coming
up.
No,
Bonds hasn't been in there. There's some players that probably haven't been in there that they could get in there. So yeah, I really have to. I mean, I did that whole set with, me coming up with creating a set a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And, but Platinum Anniversary has so much potential and can change every year for the better every year. But
I like how they included in the most recent set, the city variations. Why not do that with, the vets?
Yeah. I also like it that there's no inserts or anything like that. It's just players, and that's the way it should be. Don't start throwing inserts or die cuts or something like that. Just keep it the way it is.
So
don't screw it up.
No, I mean, I'm just glad that it's not going away.
Exactly. Okay. I can wait 2 years for a release.
And in my opinion, from 21 to 23, there was nothing wrong with it.
No,
it just slowly started improving.
Exactly.
And this happens to be one of those few products that did show signs of improvement.
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't screw it up. Please just don't screw it up.
There goes my brother telling my secrets.
There we go.
Oh, Jesus. That's why I got more hair than you. Anyway. But, yeah, I would like to see less unknown active players, more never seen veterans, or how about manager cards?
You would have to really limit it. I wouldn't put every manager that was ever out there, but I would put let's see. Tony La Russa has enough managers cards in there, that's for sure.
Okay. Or maybe iconic broadcasters.
Weaver's been in there. Let's see. There's been a bunch of managers that were in. Sparky Lyle's been in there. I think they did it pretty good with the first year with the managers cards in there. And I don't really recall the last 2 years there being too many managers cards in there.
No, they probably had them as players before managers.
Possibility, but yeah, there were a lot of managers cards I remember, and I think it was back from 2021.
But
I think they cut that out the last 2 years. Maybe that was, you know, the cutting down of the checklist from 700 to 500. You know, they got rid of those players that only pitched 1 inning or had 1 at bat, and they got rid of the manager's card. Harry Carey card. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, baseball's been around over 100 years. You mean to tell me that you can't come up with other veterans besides your usual suspects?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Then we got Topps Chrome and then Cosmic Chrome. So I don't think there's going to be any significant changes with Cosmic Chrome. I mean, you'll still have your Planetary Pursuits. You'll still have your galactic insert names, you know, your Milky Way madness and all this other craziness. So I mean, it is what it is. But as far as what's a good thing with Platinum, no changes really need to be implemented.
Correct. And got Bob Uecker, make some broadcaster cards. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind like Harry Callis. Harry Callis.
I would love to see a Michael K card.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Beast?
What's going on there, Beast? So we did a little diving into the whole Fanatics audit thing. You know, they basically were the founding fathers of Doge before it became a thing. However, they really don't tell you anything.
They tell you nothing.
So they've already got 2 reports on the Topps website, and I'm going to go ahead and show everybody what it is. So
if you like reading words that have no meaning, this is all for you.
Yes. This is the epitome of word salad. Okay, so basically, you've got whoever wrote this up. They basically stated that they've examined how Fanatics operates on a daily occasion, what they're looking for, how the process goes from generating the card to coming up with the packaging, the distribution, everything under the sun to get it to us collectors. Okay. Now, they did want to focus on Fanatics, what they use as assertion, and basically what they do concur with is everything that Fanatics and Topps puts in that pitch to font on all the products is in fact true. Okay. And it was their responsibility to make sure that they lived up to all that nonsense. Now, they did say that their audit was limited to the examining for the purposes described, the management's assertion about the specified control object and related controls. So basically, they were asking for a foot of information and only got an inch. Okay. And then if you go further down, it basically just gives you, it's a thesaurus for the hobby. Okay. Right. So they was checking on the random insertions of high value cards. Okay. And this is what Fanatics is saying they consider, you know, that they design, implemented, and maintain processes and sufficient controls to comply with their objectives. Okay. My question is, what are those controls? What are those processes? Okay. Controls to prevent potential bias or manipulation. They've established controls. What are they? Okay. Impartial distribution to customers. Let me guess. You guys got controls. Yep. We have established controls that are designed, implemented and maintained so individuals involved in the coalition, packaging, distro were not able to direct specific high-value cards, and so on and so forth. All right. Now, there are inherent limitations in the effectiveness of every system. Basically, they're saying that there's no such thing as a perfect system. Okay. We all know that we experience it every time a product gets released. But for this period, they did their audit from the 1st of April last year, and it concluded the 31st of March this year. Now, they do give you an idea of what the company is all about. Okay. Not like we didn't know that. Here's the glossary terms. What is a high value card? Okay. Numbered cards, parallels that are cards which have a limited print run with a specific number. Kind of figured that already, you know? Yeah, this is true, Larkin.
Yep.
Then they go into, okay, these are the packaging methods that we use. Box. And they give you a definition of what a box is. A pack, a hobby box, a retail box, and a hit, which is a modern hobby term referring to higher value chase cards. Like we needed a class on hobby lingo. Yeah. Breakers and breaking. This refers to the practice of opening multiple boxes or cases of a product at the same time and then destroying the cards to a larger group of paying customers. We all know that already. So basically, in conclusion with this whole Doge thing, I really didn't think that there were inside men directing traffic as to what boxes go where. You know, that whole I know a guy who knows a guy. It's just the fact that, you know, you've got all these big name organizations and these up and coming breakers, if you will. They're buying these in the masses.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure that if you have an establishment, let's just take, for example, Backyard Breaks. Okay. They got like
why them
3 or 4 different umbrellas. Ugh. So each umbrella has a certain amount of allocations of that particular product. So you put all that together and you just have a massive quantity of cases that's just going to be ripped. Okay. Uh-huh. And it's kind of like for every one hobby box you buy or I buy or anybody in the chat buys, that's 10, maybe more potential hobby box cases that these guys are blowing money on. So, I mean, yeah. It is what it is.
That's true, Beast.
Yeah.
But if that was their disclosure or whatever it was, what did it tell you? Nothing.
It really didn't say. All we know is that they have
tell us anything that we didn't already know.
They got control measures. That's all we know.
That's all we know. They have control measures in place.
Now, what those measures are, the world will never know. Okay.
Yeah. The one thing that I don't understand is there are some people on YouTube all of a sudden, and I find that there's certain channels, and I'm not going to say what channels there are, that when a new release is coming out, you just type in your YouTube search and it's like 2 days before the release and this person has it or that person has it. I'm finding more people are getting it 2 days before the release than anybody else. So what's the deal with that? Why are they getting it so early? Why are they getting it 2 days before the actual release date? Oh, it's shipped to me early, or, you know, I know a guy or something like that.
Why is it shipped to you early? What is the relationship you have with that company that you're getting first dibs on it? And you're making a handshake promise that you're not going to open prior to release. But yet we still got people who do it anyway.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. And again,
I'm lucky to get my product on release day.
Doing it maliciously.
Correct.
You know, they do it to give all the other consumers a heads up on what they're going to be buying into.
Exactly.
Okay. And I'm not going to speak bad about him. I mean, Stryker does a phenomenal job when he does bust open these products early. He has data that will help us, you know, who watches his videos, make a better informed decision. Okay, do I really want to blow $600 on a breaker's delay with guaranteed autos, or do I want to get the best bang for my buck out of this hobby box?
Mm-hmm.
You know, things like that I can get behind. But
Yeah,
then when you have,
but there's like a dozen people out there that get them early. And I'm not talking breakers. I'm talking about regular YouTube channels like you and me that have, 1,000 subscribers, 500 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers that are opening them up early.
And it's that pool that I would believe are maliciously opening stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Just to pull out those hits and advertise it. And I mean, there's so many reasons behind it. Like, I know Loop, for example, Loop happens to be one of the big three breaking platforms, because you got Loop, got Whatnot, and then you got Fanatics. When I go on to Loop, like before Bowman was released, okay, they were selling the spots. However, no products were being opened until release.
Until release day.
Which is the right thing to do. But if you go on Whatnot, where a lot of these malicious intended breakers do their little shenanigans on, they're already busting open cases like it ain't nobody's business.
Yeah, White Sox Tom, that's one of them right there. Yeah. There's another one, Miller's Cards. Always gets it 2 days before.
I mean, hell, I think Jabs has gotten his hands on a couple of products early.
He probably has, but I don't pay too much attention to Jabs.
Yeah.
But when I type in new release, and I'll do it like 3 days out, 2 days out, and see what filters down. Usually like 3 days out, it's everybody projecting what it's going to be like, or has some kind of data or information about it. But 2 days out, you start seeing the boxes come out. And it's just frustrating for fellow collectors like me, or somebody that has a YouTube channel. Why isn't it set up for everybody to get it on release date?
Right. I mean, Beast, you do make a point, but now this only applies to those that actually have an account with Topps. As far as allocations are concerned. That's just my assumption of it. But I mean,
I'm sure the LCSs probably get it a day or two before the actual release day, but aren't allowed to sell it until release day.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like
there's really no way to track it.
And I know a lot of stores do that, like with GameStop, when the new PlayStation 13 comes out. If it's said to come out June 1st, they have it in stock at least 3 days prior, but they're not going to bring them out until day of.
Right.
Which kind of makes sense. Okay. Jason says he's got hockey product early from his old LCS guy, but they had a spoken agreement. I won't publish the day of release.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Okay. And that's the thing too. I mean, how I see it now is, if you do it for one, you got to do it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to give everybody free access to a product that is not scheduled to be released at a particular point, and they have their hands on it 2-3 days prior, little promissory note. Don't open it until release. And again, I'm not knocking Stryker for his method when he gets his hands on early product by any means. I actually do appreciate when he does do his pre-release openings, because then that gives me a better idea on which avenue to approach. Should I go hobby? Should I go jumbo? I mean, that's basically what I'm getting out of Stryker's videos.
What's up, Drew? How you doing?
Cardaholic, what's up?
You
Yeah,
see
I
what's
mean,
going on?
that's the ethical thing to do.
Right. Yeah. Get
Hey,
it a
what's
day
up,
early,
Steve?
shoot your video, upload it for the next day at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, if you get your hands on it on a Monday and it's scheduled to release on Wednesday, by all means, record your box opening on that Monday as soon as you get it, but don't release the video. That
Yeah.
it's really not that hard, but we make it harder than what it really is. I don't understand that. What else we got here? So scenario for you then, Mike, and I'm
Oh boy.
gonna Timmy may or may not make an appearance. So if you have spent a significant amount of time building up your collection, getting them graded, so on and so forth, where you just happen to go into your office and one day and you're just like, Jesus Christ, I have a boatload of damn cards. What the hell am I going to do with them?
Mm-hmm.
What would be some ideas that would come across your mind to kind of control the overflow of your collection?
Well, I know where this is leading to. And of course, I did read your spreadsheet that you sent out for this. I think we'd have to talk to Steve Aoki about that, wouldn't we?
I mean,
Yeah.
what he did was, and I think it's pretty
I
smart.
was actually kind of shocked to see what he had. I was shocked. I was amazed that
Yeah.
this one person had this collection.
And here's the thing, though, you can't really say he has a single collection. He
No.
has a collection of collections.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I mean, if you have, because I don't foresee anybody in their right mind accumulating 35,000 slabs solely on baseball. There's just no way.
No.
Unless you're doing what Steve did and you have duplicates, sometimes triplicates. And that's what he did. Those 35,000 cards that he had that he sent off to the vault were all doubles.
Mm.
Okay.
They were just doubles. Just doubles.
That's it.
That's amazing.
And again, you can't really, I don't foresee anybody realistically building up a massive collection like that on not just a player, for example. Let's just say your team. There's just really no way. Okay.
Yeah.
But more power to him. He's got the money to do it. I mean, he makes a killing throwing birthday cakes at people's faces and spinning some records. Hey, by all means, do you.
Is there a video of his collection anywhere? Why didn't he put a video out or something?
His there was a documentary called The Hobby where he does showcase his collection.
Wow.
But just to give you a little snap, I mean, Elvis Presley, right? Well, let me start it from the beginning. He's got a mantle.
Yeah.
He's got another mantle. Then he's got football.
Was it Jackie?
You know, Elvis. I mean, he's got I can only imagine his TCG collection because he is Japanese.
The Beatles?
Yeah, the Beatles. I mean, this man has a little bit of everything. Jordan, LeBron. I mean, the only question that really I have is, what is it that he doesn't have?
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, you could kind of get a glimpse in the back, some of his collection, but he's got a collection of collections.
He's a collector's collector, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing. Kudos to him.
Unbelievable. I like to see that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But I do know he shows a hefty chunk of his collection on that documentary, The Hobby.
Mm.
So That is it's pretty awesome. And apparently Johnny still don't know who she is.
That's Johnny being Johnny.
That is Johnny being Johnny. Now, I did like this that Adrian found, and I could imagine what it would cost to not only acquire it because the price tag is here, but getting this monster graded for a low price of $85,000 plus $5 shipping. Mind you.
No, is it what, 40 signatures there?
20 players.
Oh, 20 players?
And these are basically the greatest hitters in baseball history.
32. I don't. Oh wow. Okay. Well, I'm seeing back-to-back signatures, so it's 20.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually looks like there's 40 signatures there.
Yeah.
Huh.
Either way, I have to chuckle a little bit because yes, he's asking for 85,000, but you will also pay $5.50 for shipping. So
that's good.
I mean, yes, Tom, they're all sticker autos, but still, just to have an autograph of that particular player it's a treasure within itself. Because to be honest, I mean, you would actually have to.
So it comes down like $2,000 a sticker.
You would have to pay a pretty penny to get some type of custom top loader or one touch just to get that stuff, protected.
Yeah.
No, I offered him 76 and he declined. All stickers, but the years before were a lot cheaper of a similar book. But the books weren't this massive either, Jason. So I mean, this is beautiful, honestly.
Can you blow that up? I guess you can't. No. You'd have to download it and.
Yeah. What, you trying to see the names?
Yeah.
So you got. This is Cal Ripken, Ozzie, Wade Boggs, Eddie Murray, Ryan Sandberg, Ricky, Donnie Baseball, Carlton Fisk, Dave Winfield, George Brett.
Oh, I got to get the magnifying glass out. Oh, I can still barely see it.
I'm just going off of the picture of the player.
Of the player, yeah.
Yup, you got Andre Dawson down here, and you got Robin Yount, Al Kaline, Ted Williams, Tony Perez, Reggie. Yeah, I mean Griffey. The one that matters most is this guy right here at the bottom, second to last one.
A-Rod?
Yes.
I kind of had a feeling it was going to be A-Rod.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful set. I'm not going to lie. If you had $85,000 to burn, would this be something that you would want to pick up?
If I had $85,000 to burn, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Okay.
No. And it would be no.
Yeah. So
I would go for my individual player. I would not buy 40 other signatures just to get one.
Even if they're one of a kind, nothing like that.
Every autograph is a one of a kind. Even if it's numbered 5 out of 20, it's still one autograph from one person.
Okay.
It's not like a printing press. It's a unique signature.
So what we plan on incorporating into the show going forward too, just to make it a little more interesting, we're going to have kind of like throwback discussions of players from previous sets. So like, and where they at today. So for example, in 2011, you had Mike Trout. He has always been that guy, all from the teens to part of the 20s, and now not many people are picking up his stuff because now he's damaged goods. Then you fast forward to 17 where you got Judge and Judge.
Yeah.
18 is Soto, I believe it is, or Tatis, one of those two.
18 is, I think, 19 was Tatis,
Okay, 19 was
Alonso.
Tatis.
18 was Soto.
Otani was in that era.
Yeah, 18 was Otani.
Okay, it was Otani, Acuna, and Soto.
Right.
You know, and where they at today?
How are they doing? How did these top rule? But we're not going to take a look. We're going to take a look at the top 10 rookies from those years and see where they are. And we're going to start with actually players that are still playing. We're not going to go back to like 1970 or something or something like that. But we're just going to start throwing that in, and then we'll throw some Bowman in.
Bowman Titus, prospects. Definitely we're going to bring up all those Bowman firsts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, just something else to add into the this podcast.
Yeah, because I mean, I know when we do the thing on Sundays, that's basically the latest and greatest. And while Adrian is running off at the mouth about what we're talking about, or when I'm running off at the mouth, the other is actually reading the comments. And after the show, we actually do have a brief discussion about what was said, by who, why it was said, and we try to dissect what everybody's talking about. And some of the stuff that we did talk about on Sunday, I would bring it over to Monday, pick Mike's brain on it, because he'll stick around for a little bit on Sunday, but then by minute 7, he's already on his third dream.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll continue to do that, but then we'll also bring up all the past histories, top rookies, their prospecting cards, and all this other good stuff, and where are they at today? Was there a progression? Was there a regress? Things of that nature, you know, try to keep it different yet fun for everybody to tell us how you really feel. Okay, because again, we don't talk to y'all on Sunday, and Monday is the perfect opportunity to hear everybody's thoughts and comments about either what was said previously, or if it's something new that we're talking about today. Because I know Larkin, he's got a rebuttal for everything and anything under the sun.
And we love it.
And we love every minute of it. All right, so, but that's pretty much everything that I felt needed a little more diving into.
Hey, crash on, Beast. You and Dom. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Y'all more than welcome to come. I mean,
now, you had one other thing in there. Had to do with somebody from Kansas City?
Actually, are you talking about the whole Bobby Witt with the cop?
Yeah, let's throw that out there.
So with this one,
I thought that was pretty cool.
It was, and you know, I'm glad to see that Topps actually brings up little precious moments like this. So Bobby just made a trade with this retired police officer, and I don't know what card he actually traded him.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't show.
You know, but it has to be high value because it's wrapped up in a bumper and it's graded. And he gave him 2 autographed baseball bats. Now, what's cool about this is this police officer spent 12 years on the force, decided to hang it up, and now to pick up a second job / hobby, he opened up an LCS, and he's actually going to have these bats displayed in his shop.
That's cool.
You know, so that is pretty cool. I like to see things like this. And when I'm at work, I do be on Twitter looking to see if I can find stories similar to this, or when, you know, little Timmy gets a free box and he pulls like a $10,000 card out of it, or it may not be little Timmy, it could be little Tina. It all depends, you know. So little things like that, it's pretty cool. Only 1 of 5 said rookie cards exist. Should have arrested him for bribing a public official.
Johnny being Johnny.
And that's coming from a security guard.
Yeah, well, he should know.
Yeah. Oh, and then this last one, apparently this Yamamoto debut patch is going through the same heartaches as the Anthony Volpe. Because apparently his card has yet to be redeemed. Because I think it took
what is that?
What is Volpe's debut patch, his 101. It was lingering out there for at least a year.
But this is series 1?
Yeah.
Okay. It's only 2 months in.
So, I mean, who knows? Little Timmy and Tina sitting behind the movie theater. Only you, Sean. Only you. But, yeah, that's going to be pretty much everything that we're going to talk about today. Do appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Make sure y'all hit that like button again. Okay, so Adrian clarified it's 24 Topps Chrome update.
For the Yamamoto?
Yeah. And then, I did see this, Tom. They've already they displayed the Schemes patch at the Dick's Sporting Goods.
Which Dick's Sporting Goods?
The one that's closest to PNC Park.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So if you want an opportunity to stand by it and say that you was in the vicinity of it, it's right there in your backyard.
So when's the next break? I don't know. I got some stuff in the pipeline. We'll see what's going on.
No, it's not, Adrian. Dick's Sporting Goods actually was the one who purchased it. David Adams did put out a bounty for it, but it was never agreed upon. So, but yeah, so as of right now, you've got anything coming up in the shoot there, Mike?
Not much. I mean, it's kind of a downtime. I got some stuff that I've been looking at on eBay. I've got one of the boxes here. I'm not going to reveal it, but we talked about it. I guess during my last break or something like that. I think we talked about it. And then I have a custom box being made for me from somebody that we opened from about 3 years ago. He got back into it again. He's from Florida. It's Scott. And the past live opened up a box. I saw that he was doing it again. I put in my order and he's there. Well, do you want to customize it with one player or one team? What's your favorite team? What's your favorite player? I said, no, I want it customized for everybody. There's 6 autographs in there. There's numbered cards, all kinds of good stuff in this box. Wow. We opened it up about 3 years ago. We had a lot of fun with it. And we're going to do it again. So he's going to customize a box for me. I said, spread it out through all 30 teams, not one team, not one player. So he's there. Yeah, I can do that for you. So we've been back and forth the past week and he's there. Yeah, I had 30 set up. I was going to do 30, but from all the sales on eBay, it went to 45. So yeah, he's got a lot of stuff. So he's a good guy and we're going to do that. We're going to do that with this box, and then I got something else coming in. So it'll be a lower end break, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think we're going to drag it out because it's going to be a lot of different cards coming out of this.
No complaints from this side of the table or in the chat. I'm sure of it. But I did want to take a moment and thank everybody because since the old crew came back doing the podcast as scheduled, the amount of traction that the podcast has gained since it's come back is practically doubled.
Yeah.
The downloads have increased significantly. And there was a certain email that Adrian sent me this morning that I did find kind of interesting. I'm not going to really get into all the details now because it's more along the lines that she was the one who received the email. So this Sunday, I'm sure she'll bring it up again. We'll talk a little more about it, and that I don't want to step in her Kool-Aid. But as for me, I really don't have anything going. I think I'm gonna do a mail video because I've got a boatload of packages that are still boxed up. I might do a live stream and just open that up probably this weekend or whatnot. Next Sunday, no, not this Sunday coming up, but the following Sunday, I am bringing on a special guest. Notice how I said I, not we. Okay. My daughter's gonna be in town, and she asked if she could sit in on one of the streams, and I'm like, yeah.
Awesome.
I'll just bring it up to Adrian. Brought it up to her. She was like, why the hell are you asking me for, dumbass? That's your child. So it's going to be some fun. And then Alan's order finally went to grading.
It's only been 3 months.
It's only been about a fiscal quarter and a half.
Yeah.
But
so you're saying Mike was bringing the podcast down, and B says, yeah, sounds that way, Johnny. Damn, Mike, that's throwing you under the bus. I was like,
no.
I just came in to wear a seat. That was it. That's all I did.
You see, one thing is what I got going on Mondays, it stays in YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
The actual podcast itself, it's on YouTube. And Adrian actually throws it up on all these other podcast listening formats.
Right.
Okay. So Arnie didn't get fired. However, he is on probation.
He may have resigned. Today. We don't know.
I think after five no call, no shows, then that's grounds for termination.
I thought it was 3. That's when it's called
in Florida. It's 5.
It's been 5. We'll give him another shot. I want Arnie back.
No, Jeff, if I can count as all the times Adrian has called me a dumbass, my mortgage will be paid off.
You should see the text chain. Hey, Battle, you dumbass.
Whatever. On that note, we're going to go ahead and end it right here. I do appreciate everybody hanging out with us, and we will catch you throughout the week, and we will catch y'all again this upcoming Sunday on the actual Junkies podcast on Adrian's channel. So have a good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, all. Thank you so much.